I'm going to go over a couple different things in this video today. I'm going to show how to transition from a Phrygian to a blues. So if you don't know what a Phrygian is or the A blues scale, you can watch my other videos. I won't be explaining that here. It's already done somewhere else. So check out those videos. Today I'm just going to show you how to go from Phrygian to the blues and back, using it in a riff type fashion. I'll be demonstrating the complete sound throughout this video. So I'm going to be in drop C, playing in the key of D minor. In that key of D minor, I think I'm going to go for the A Phrygian dominant sound first, and I will show you how I get over to the A blues sound using it. So let's get right to it. The A Phrygian dominant sound, as we already should know, is the harmonic minor sound in this key. What is the name of this key? Leave a comment if you know the name of this minor key. That minor key being said, A Phrygian is the Phrygian mode in this key. We're converting it to Phrygian dominant. I hope you know what Phrygian dominant means. I'll give you a quick explanation. It is the fifth mode of harmonic minor. We'll be moving it over to the A blues scale. Now, if you don't know what the A blues scale is, well, then you should watch my video on blues. So, for those of you who have done your homework, I'm not going to bore you with those lessons again. Why should you pay for what somebody else has not already watched? So I'm going to just explain to you how to move from Phrygian to the blues and back and forth. If you want to use some position shifting, we can do some of that as well. So the first thing I'm going to do here is establish myself a riff sound. Probably going to use the blues riff first, I think, this time. And I will use the Phrygian dominant as the backup section to the rhythm, because the rhythm will have two parts. I think I'll start with something like that, establishing my A blues scale in my rhythm, and I will move into something like a Phrygian dominant roll. I might use a technique, something like this one maybe. I'll throw something like that in there maybe. I might also throw in some tremolo picking. So if you're watching very, very closely, I just did everything I said I was going to do in this video. But let's go over some of the details for some of you guys whose eyes aren't as fast as mine. By the way, if you want to get better at playing guitar, I suggest you watch all my videos. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out on some skills, buddy. I can tell you that right now. If you haven't seen all my videos, you're lacking something. I guarantee it. And my other students who aren't lacking anything, they're awesome players from watching all these videos. So I would watch all the videos if I were you. 1 or 2 videos isn't going to do it for you. And if I were you, which I'm not, but if I was, I would spend more than 1 minute and 49 seconds watching these videos. If you're scrolling through them, you're not going to get nothing out of them, and that's your loss, buddy. If you can't watch 10 minutes of video, I don't know how you're ever going to get decent at the guitar. So watch the whole video if you want to get fully versed in your education here. For those of you who watch all the way through, congratulations, you are my star pupils. I'm proud of you. Keep shredding. For those of you who don't have the attention span for 10 minutes, well, I hope one day you stop eating sugar. Now, back into the video. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a Phrygian dominant lick. The bass is off of the A note in the key of D minor. That is our Phrygian dominant mode. Here's my A note at the 7th fret. Now, when you're talking about a Phrygian dominant scale, we're talking about an exotic scale because it's not stock. It's modified. So, it's going to have a very particular sound, and it's going to stand out when you use it. So you must be very careful when you put this Phrygian dominant sound in, because it's going to steal the whole entire sound of the riff. So that's why I'm starting off with something that's not Phrygian dominant based, to establish the darkness of the riff without that sound in it. So my first riff involves the A blues scale, which is going to be the notes here in my riff: D, F, G, A flat, to my C, and then my F. Back to my D. Because it is my firm belief, and then part of my style, since I believe this, that the two root notes of the key, F and D, sound the best together when you're making rock or metal. So I use a lot of the two roots of the key together. I play the major key note first, the F, and then I drop down to the lower, darker sound of the D. If you don't know why the D sound is darker, well, that's just more reason to keep watching every one of my videos, because there's a full explanation of it in one of those 100 and something videos, but you're going to have to watch them all. Now, let's get right back into this edumacation. I'm going to take this A blues riff, and I'm going to tie it to this. Something like that, where I'm sitting on my A, establishing that A sound, using the two notes of the scale that I want to use, which is this C sharp and this D. So what I do is sometimes I go from the raised 7 C sharp to the A. Sometimes I go from the root of D to the A. And I walk back down to my D sound. Throwing a little flavor in between. I mean, we all like a little flavor, right? Don't you like a little salt on your French fries? A little ketchup on your burger, right? So there it is. There's a little salt, a little extra something on the lick, just like you throw a little something on the food. And I did just what I said I would do. I went from the root note of F to the root note of D, because it's in my signature style to do so. Because I like to write, when I put bands together and I write music and record, I like to put together what I call commercial metal. I don't want 15 people at my shows, having them all be 13-year-old guys. I want women at my shows and men at my shows, all ages. I want you to be 60 and 13 and like the music. So if there's melody in it, everyone will like it. It doesn't matter how heavy it is. And heavy sells if it's got melody in it. Just look at all the melodic heavy bands that are popular. So if your band is heavy, don't distinguish heavy from melody. If you want to be heavy, that is perfectly fine. You want to play death metal, there's no problem with it. You want to be like Suicide Silence or Deicide, no problem. In Flames already proved that you can go as heavy as you want on vocals and drums and guitar, as long as you maintain the melody. And all their choruses are melodic, and they use a lot of music theory. And a lot of the melodic death metal bands do. So, music only doesn't sell for one reason. You wrote a shitty song. You write a bad song, your band stinks. Doesn't matter how good you play the guitar, it's all about the song. So if you look at the success of the bands that are out there, just look at how much money they're making and then relate that to how much melody is in their songs. Take a look at a band like Metallica and look at a band like Slayer, which are both popular bands. But we can't argue the value and the worth of Metallica is 150 or 200 fold of Slayer. I mean, what's Slayer worth? 40 or 50 million dollars. Metallica's worth, I think, $1 billion. So that just goes to show you the amount of melody that's in the songs. Lamb of God is heavy as uck, but those guys have a lot of melody in their music. It's all over the place. So when you incorporate melody, you can be as heavy as you want and still be successful. And that's where the music theory comes in. And that's where things like this come in. So if you want to learn how to put a riff together that's going to sell to the masses, you need to know your music theory. And so get back to watching every one of my videos and you'll be there. They're for free. I mean, why wouldn't you sit around and watch them? And you're not obviously paying me to watch them, so sit around for free and watch 10-minute videos. I don't know. I played 12 hours a day when I was honing my skills, honing my chops. So if you guys can't watch 10 minutes, I don't think you stand a chance of ever being any good. That's my personal opinion. If your attention span can't play for at least 5 or 6 hours joyfully, what are you playing for? I don't know. I don't know. You want to be like all these heroes you guys got. They didn't play for no hour a day. I'm just letting you know that. Go ask any of them. They'll laugh at you if you say you play an hour a day. And you want to play like them. You just want to be a weekend warrior on your couch, then 30 minutes a week is fine. An hour a day is fine. But if you want to write the stuff you're listening to, I'm sorry, man, you're going to have to turn it into a full-time job. Now, let's get right into the final riff and how to connect these two. There are many, many ways to connect these riffs. I'm going to show you right now. So, we take this riff. We notice it starts on that A. All right, the other riff starts on the A note. So I'm going to have to find a way to get from A to A. It's not like I'm going from G to A or F to A or C to A. I got to walk it around. It's right there. So I'm going to connect it with just this. By going like this. And there it is, guys. There's how you connect a Phrygian riff to a blues riff. Not very hard if you know some basic music theory. If you know a little bit about the guitar, it's not so hard. Now, you guys get to practicing, and you leave me a comment or two if this helped you out. All right? I'll see you guys in the next video. I really will.